Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray, post-Bonnaroo, post-Predator, post-CMA Fest, and we all survived.
Thank God.
We did.
I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
Post-1776, and I still hadn't gotten a chance to get a haircut.
Nor have I. That's my first appointment
just
when
keep
I
that
leave
look,
here. Yeah.
you know.
My wife doesn't want me to cut it. My brother said I need to look like this, but I feel like I look 150 years old.
Well, it's pretty close.
You can do braids and be Willie Nelson.
What is that? Dreadlocks.
Dreadlocks are good.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Does that mean I get to smoke some pot?
It wouldn't be.
We're not in Colorado, are we?
It probably wouldn't be the first time, but not that I know.
No.
But
Rastaman.
Yeah.
Rastaman. Hey, I want to tell you folks about something that's going on for the next 5 weeks at Daddy Billy's. There's American Country show there that's been done for 36 years. It's a contest, national contest, and it's being sponsored by George Dickel and Cat Country. And the people who have been on it before and won it are Garth Brooks, Martina McBride, Brad Paisley, Clint Black, and others. But that's the quality of show that's going to be at Daddy Billy's at 6 o'clock every Tuesday night for the next 5 weeks. They'll skip the 4th.
So what is happening? I mean,
they're singing. There'll be singers. There are people who are coming from all over the
Mid-South. And maybe there's somebody out there, that wants to know. Can I go do that? How do they do it?
They need to call Cat Country Radio.
Okay. There you go.
And sign up.
So if you're a budding musician and want to be famous,
singer.
Got to be a singer.
It's a singer.
Okay.
I think I haven't. The first one's tonight, so I don't know. We'll see.
Ask him next week. He'll know.
Yeah, we'll know more next week. But if you don't have anything to do on a Tuesday night, go to Daddy Billy's and get it entertained for free.
For 6 weeks. Is it
well, no, it's 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks, but we're not doing it on the 4th. We're skipping to the 11th because it's the 4th of July.
That's and really exciting.
I'm a judge. Cat Murray is a judge, and there is a gentleman who's written some big songs from Chattanooga. His last name's Hughes. I don't remember what his first name is as a judge. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, it will.
I always love to hear new people and new sounds. And
are you going to be fair?
Fair? I'm always fair.
I'm just thinking about all the local people that know you and are going to try to buy you out.
I'm unbelievable.
Well, it ain't going to be cheap, folks. It won't be cheap now.
And we've got Chad Markham and his buddies, his business partners are on today, and they have a music platform that they're going to talk about.
Cool.
How you can take stuff and create your own song and add to it with different people. It's really cool. Chad's been talking about that for quite some time. They finally got it all put together.
That's really exciting.
And it's out there flying around, and we want everybody to know about that. Have Mr. Bomar here today talking about the cleanup of the river over in Shelbyville. Chief's here. Got Dog of the Month here. Got some Playhouse people here. Man, we're full packed and having fun.
So this useless dribble that we carry on here is probably not all that necessary this morning, is it, John?
Not really. Not really. Y'all want to move on? We can move on right now.
No. You're in charge. You go ahead and do it the way you want to do it.
No, that's fine. What can we move on?
I'm on your side.
Peggy, by the way, is playing with the South Jackson Street Band this Saturday night at Wilkins Stadium, I think.
Well, actually, the band is playing.
Right.
I'm gone.
You're gone.
I'm off the grid.
Peggy is off the grid.
But it's going to be fun, and listen, it's totally free. Bring whatever you want to drink and eat, and lay out there on the ground or dance. Bring your dancing shoes. It'll be nice. Yeah.
That
sounds like fun.
And concessions will be open, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Also, this Saturday, the Southern Wheels of Motion car show is coming up. We got a piece on that in this show in just a little bit. John Snyder, Tom Wopat, and Catherine Bach from the original show, The Dukes of Hazzards, will be there. And
Daisy Duke is going to be here?
Daisy Duke is going to be there. And
I hope those legs still look the same. I do. Well, I do.
I've seen some pictures of her, but she didn't show quite as much as she did back on the show. But
you live and learn. You got to do that early in life.
Early.
She still looks quite good.
Sort of falls.
She still looks good though. So
I'm sure she does.
Quite a weekend.
Yeah, big weekend. Last weekend. Hey, it's a big weekend around this place all the time. If you're not doing anything around Tullahoma and Manchester and Coffee County in this area, you ain't looking, folks. because it is out there for you to do.
That's true.
Always
That's
something
true.
happening. And it's great. Isn't it wonderful to live in a place like this where all this kind of stuff goes
What do you
on?
mean at my age it's wonderful just to be living?
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
Okay.
Well, speaking of living, what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be back showing you some of the things you can do in the upcoming week and months around here. Just plain living. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Have you ever been involved in one of these? And you need one of these? Then look no further than the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center with a state-of-the-art facility, aluminum capabilities, lifetime paint guarantee, Russell Barnett auto rental, claims assistance from start to finish. We're here to serve you. So stop by and let us show you why we are number one, the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday Miracles, Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is our segment we call Police Pointers, and joining us today is Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell, who we've had the pleasure of having 2 weeks in a row. He said, not that I noticed, but he said because we got out of sequence a week ago.
Got out of sequence last week,
okay.
So you got an extra one out of me.
Well, we're always proud to have you here because you always have interesting stuff to talk about.
Well, thank you. It's always fun to be here.
Do you have something you want to talk about today that's real important, or can I go on off on this tangent?
Nothing that I can't put off till the next segment.
Okay. In that case, let's talk about, I understand that there's a good possibility that we may be building a new police headquarters in Tullahoma.
Yes, the mayor just recently did his budget presentation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, and in that budget presentation he did mention that he is hoping to get a loan for some capital improvements, and part of the capital improvements would be a new police department, along with some other projects built into that loan. It's already passed the first reading, the budget, so there's 2 more readings. We're keeping our fingers crossed that it passes all 3 of the...
It passed the first reading unanimously.
Unanimously.
So that's a good sign.
Yes, that's a good sign. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that it does the same on the next 2 readings, which will be next week and the week after. And if that does occur, then we can start moving forward. But through a very gracious donation of a piece of land by the Markhams, Dan and Fran Markham, it's going. We know where we can put it. All we have to do now is get the approval to go ahead and start the rest of the process.
This is something that I'm guessing is badly needed. That police department has been there since I was a kid.
1955.
Yeah.
It is. It was built in 1955 as a combined fire hall, police station, and jail. And currently we have about 5,200 square feet. So years ago, that's what was shared by the police and fire. At the time, the police only had 12 police officers. Now we've grown to 37, so we've almost tripled in size.
Plus the population of Tullahoma is significantly
We're at about 19,100 now.
Right.
So over the years, the fire hall moved out, and the police got the rest of the building. The jail stayed upstairs as the jail, and over the years, we've quit using it as a jail, and we just use it as storage. So basically, there's been no room for growth. As our numbers increased, there was very little room for that addition. So we're hoping that in a new facility we can have about 10,000 square feet, almost double what we have. And we believe that that will take us 20 years out to where we think we'll be as a community and as a police department in 20 years.
Are you able to say at this point where it will actually be located?
Yes, it's if you're familiar with the police department, as you're standing on Grundy Street looking at the police department, to your right there's that big vacant field where the USO building used to be.
That, yes.
That's the piece of land that the Markhams are going to donate to the city.
Okay.
So it's going to take a good architect to design how to do the footprint, and right now we're just, as I said, waiting for the approval from the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, approve the budget, and then we'll get some preliminary work done on the land to see if suitability, what has to be done to the land, and then we'll start asking for qualifications from architects. Once they're selected, then we'll look for qualification from contractors, and then let the building begin.
You've done quite a bit of work, I think, just sort of planning what you need.
The planning, yes. Obviously, about 10,000 square feet is what, I don't want to say what we believe is what will suit us. And that's going to include expansion in 20 years, additional office space and storage space, things of that nature. But what a new facility will look for is a larger lobby when you walk in, so the hygiene features for the public when they come in, a restroom, and that's just when you walk in the door, so that's got to change. Office space, we have enough office space right now for the people we have. It's cramped, they have no storage, and if we were to get one more person that was a headquarters type person, we wouldn't have anywhere to put them. So we're looking for additional office space. I'd like to see included a community room, a large room, maybe about the size of our boardroom that we have now.
Right.
That we can use for either police training, so we can have other agencies come in, or to make it a community room, so if we had a city program of some sort, and we could, thinking about how we could open it up to some other groups to, but a community room where we could use it. A fitness center for our officers, a nice one with locker facilities. We don't have any lockers. We have lockers, but if you're a male or female, you get your lockers in the same area.
Right.
So it's not conducive to really what you want a locker room to be. Right now it's just somewhere to open up and stick some stuff in.
And the fitness part of it's really kind of important for police officers.
Yeah, it's very important that a police officer is fit, because you ride around in a car for hours a day, and then you may have to react immediately. So you've got to be in a mental and physical state where you can respond to what that need is. And we know that some of the bad guys, when they get shipped off to the penitentiary or somewhere else, all they have is time on their hands.
Exactly.
And so it's important that an officer stay physically fit to some degree. I mean, we're not asking them to be, triathlons or something like that, but you have to be healthy and be able to sustain yourself for a short period of time.
Right. You probably need space to interrogate people.
We do.
Or to interview people, or
and that's very important. Is the interview and interrogation of either victims or suspects. Right now, we have one small room, and it's not conducive to good interviews or good interrogations. So we would improve on that, and to make them soundproof. Of course, there's some other things that you would put into your interview room, camera systems and things of that nature. Our evidence, a couple of years ago, we built the evidence building adjacent to the police department. We really need that under the same roof.
Yeah.
But it's worked for what we have. So a big evidence room where we can have all our evidence inside. A good squad room where the officers come in, have their briefings before they go on duty. So a lot of that stuff that we have now, we just need to get more space, and the things that we don't have now, additional office space, additional storage, the community room, we want to add those in, and that's where that other 48 to 5,000 square feet would come into play.
So if all goes well and it passes 2 more readings, and what sort of time frame do you think we're looking at here?
I think probably 2 years is probably the least. And of course, you know, we always know how things could get expanded, but I would hope that hopefully, you know, if everything moves quickly, that, you know, we could start seeing construction next year, and then, you know, depending on the weather and the contractor and everything, maybe early part of 19.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's exciting, just to be able to see it coming out of the ground.
Absolutely, I know it is.
You know, is going to make a lot of people know that, hey, it's occurring, because we've heard these things for years and years and years. That, you know, you need one. Okay, let's look at doing something, and so now I think we've really taken those initial steps. The ball is rolling.
Yeah. All right. How's it exciting news?
It's exciting, and not just for me as seeing what we need, but for the officers to know that, hey, we're going to get you a new facility, and the community.
And the community.
You know, one thing that if you come into this a community and you need assistance, where are you generally going to go?
Yeah.
You're either going to go to a fire station or a police department.
Right.
So we want to have a police department that's attractive, welcoming, and serves the community. And we're looking 20 years down, not just how's it going to help us next year, but how's it going to happen 20 years from now.
All right. Exciting. But believe it or not, Paul and I usually talk about stuff off the cuff. Believe it or not, this was off the cuff. We just, as he was coming up here, we thought of this. So anyway.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity to get that out there. But
big news.
It's big news. It's good news.
Paul, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it very much. Folks, we'll be right back with more Living right after this.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is, The Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is, The Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
You're going to be so glad you hung around for this, because I have the 3 T's here. Teresa, Taylor, and a terrific pup named Ralph. I love it. I'm going to let them do the talking because we don't have much time, so talk about your event.
First, I'd like to introduce Taylor, our new shelter attendant. She's been with us for about 5 weeks now. She's done an awesome job. Yeah, she's awesome at what she does. This is Ralph, 2-month-old All-American mix, either boxer or maybe some Shar-Pei. And with him, we have plenty of puppies available for adoption. Ralph entered the shelter after he was dumped by a dumpster out in the park. And we're going to have an event this Saturday at Tractor Supply from 10 to 2.
Okay.
Adopt a dog. We have plenty of puppies.
So Ralph will be there unless somebody calls in.
Yes, definitely.
Ralph, you got to get on the phone right now and call what number?
931-454-9580. You can also, we're on Facebook, Tullahoma Animal Shelter. And also we're having an event come up in July 29th.
And that's in front of the Civic Center, did you say?
Yes, Fran has graciously allowed us to use the lawn, and we're going to do a picking for pups, a barbecue and social.
Oh, sweet. Picking for pups.
Picking for pups, and it's all going to medical care. I believe we're going to get our new shelter started this year. A lot of good things are happening.
I know you're still selling.
Still selling the bricks. But Picking for Paws, we need volunteers, sponsors, and picking and grinners. That's what we need.
So do you have a price for the sponsors, or you're taking anything you can get?
Taking anything we can get.
Okay.
And we will make sure you have signage up that day and get some good advertisement out of it.
Wonderful.
As well.
And that's July, what's the time on that?
Okay, July 29th at the Civic Center
lawn.
On Saturday,
from
4 to 8.
4 to 8. I don't know why I can't remember.
4 to 8.
Okay.
And then this Saturday at Tractor Supply, Taylor will be out there with Ralph if he has not been adopted from 10 to 2.
From 10 till 2. And you have several dogs with you.
Yes, yes. And we have a lot of, we have a newborn litter as
tell
well.
People what it takes to adopt a dog, not much.
A $35 adoption fee, and that comes with a dog who's been completely vetted. You'll get a free spay or neuter for that animal, and most of the dogs have been microchipped as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
So if you lose your dog, you have a bigger chance of finding it.
Yes, and actually last August we found 3 of our shelter dogs in other kill shelters, and we're no kill, and that's very important to us that we track them after they've left us as well.
And I'll bet on the 4th of July that dogs get lost because of all the fireworks.
Yes, please keep them indoors.
Keep your dog up.
Turn the radio up.
It's getting really hot now, so don't forget to fresh water every day
and shelter. If in extreme temperatures, you need to take those animals inside. We have new laws in Tullahoma that prevent them from being out in the heat.
Now, when you say inside, is that like inside your air-conditioned home, or are they okay if they're inside an open garage, say?
If the garage is cool, that would be a good alternative than the house. Yes.
In the sun.
Yes, as long as it's a cool area and they have access to cool water.
Well, girls, I wish we had more time, but the dates are Saturday.
This Saturday, Tractor Supply 10 to 2.
And then on the 29th.
July 29th. We still have a month.
So call and get this dog. He needs a home.
Yes, 454-9580.
We'll be back.
Thank you, Peggy.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea. summer at Tullahoma Splash Island. Fun for all ages. Free 25-foot slides, lazy river, fun water features for toddlers. Tasty food items are available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 1 to 5. Join the fun at Tullahoma Splash Island.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have on the set right now. Some of these folks I don't know because we got to talking about something else prior to coming on, and I forgot to find out. But I do know that to my left is Chad Markham, and I'll let you introduce your partners.
It's good to see you. So this is Matt and John Eddy. These are my business partners in Video Bomb. I'll let them kind of introduce themselves.
Yeah, I'm Matt Eddy, co-founder in Video Bomb with Chad, and my brother John.
I'm John Eddy, and co-founder, like Matt said, and also a music video director.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm glad you mentioned that you guys were brothers, because as I was sitting here, I was remarking in my mind, they look so much alike. You know, they might be related.
I used to not be able to tell them apart. It's the ring. So John is married, so I can always look at the ring and know who John is and who Matt is. That's how I tell them apart.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm very glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Chad, as always, you're involved in some new technical innovation project.
That's right.
You want to tell us about it?
Sure, yeah. Well, so as you know, I'm a tech entrepreneur and have build apps for cell phones, and I've done several apps in the past, and was working on one in particular that was involving selfies, and met Matt and John in Nashville one night. And we got to talking, and they're music video directors and very prominent. They won't brag on themselves, but they're very prominent music video directors. They've directed some videos for Kenny Chesney.
We've been blessed. We've worked with a lot of people.
Yeah. John probably love what you do. I bet.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So they had a really good grasp of the music industry and the especially in the video space, and so we started talking about, well, what if people could put themselves into a music video?
Cool.
And that conversation just slowly started to evolve, and then we created a company called Video Bomb. And if you know what a photo bomb is, where you jump in someone's photo,
right,
it's kind of the same idea, but we do it through video. So you can literally kind of video bomb someone's music video. You can video bomb movie clips, and you can have a conversation with the character. So you can have a conversation with Harry Potter, and
so just any video that you can find out there.
Any video,
you can put yourself in there.
That's right. That's exactly right. You can video bomb. If you can find it, you can video bomb it. And that's what we're doing. That's what
I like this a lot. Probably gets my attention right off because 1990, before you guys were born, we previewed karaoke in Tullahoma. Had the only one in the southeast, wow. and it was a huge hit for years and years. Still is, actually, I guess. But this is cool.
Well, we were pretty happy with it, and we took a different approach. We actually did it in a legal way. So all of the songs that we have on there, we have a license to with Sony, and so we're paying the rights holders, the songwriters, the artists themselves, the people that support the industry.
And that's a great way to go about this.
Thank
because
you.
You know.
And we ended up with, because we did that, they gave us a full catalog, what's called a full catalog, a blanket license of all of the music videos. So we literally have 36 years of music videos inside the apps.
Unbelievable.
All sorts of different artists to choose from.
I think there's like 46,000 videos.
Yeah, to choose from. Yeah, that's right.
Unbelievable.
That's right. Yeah.
So how long have you been working on this?
We've been all together, 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years. We just launched in the Apple App Store last week.
Yeah.
So
it's been a long time coming.
We're officially out in the market.
So, and I assume you guys are still continuing to do music videos.
Yeah.
Is that correct for right now? So, what does this app cost, and where do you get it?
It's free. The app is free.
Yeah.
You can get it on the Apple App Store right now. So if you have an iPhone, you can go to the App Store, and it's one word. It's Video Bomb. You can download it and start having fun immediately.
Right now.
And I understand that there's a video of this. You brought a video, correct?
Well, you want to...
Yeah, so this last weekend at CMA
I would
Fest.
have expected nothing less, by the way.
So over the weekend at CMA Fest in Nashville, we partnered up with the Radio Disney Country Stage, and we had a video bomb booth where fans could come by and do video bombs of their favorite music videos, and at times with the artists themselves would stop by. So Hunter Hayes came by, and some lucky fans got to video bomb one of Hunter Hayes' videos, and I think we have it here.
Okay,
We'll play it.
all right, let's roll that video. This is too cool.
Yeah,
this is too cool.
Thank
guys.
you. So that was actually Hunter video bombing a Brett Eldridge video, one of his buddies, and then he tweeted it out and put it on Facebook and all these other places. So
This may be a dumb question.
No, I'm
but
sure it's not.
and you don't even have to answer it because it might be proprietary or something. I don't know. But how you guys going to make money off this thing?
No, great question. So one of the things we're doing is we're working with brands to integrate kind of marketing in a different way than people are accustomed to, where people can interact with the brand. And then the other thing is you can video bomb up to 30 seconds of a music video, but if you want to video bomb the entire music video, you have to pay $1.99 for it.
Yeah.
And then what we do is we make sure all the rights holders get paid first, so the songwriters, the publishing companies, the labels, and in our case that we pay the distributor, which is Apple, and then we take increments of pennies off those sales.
But $1.99. When you're having fun.
When you're having fun.
I mean, come on.
It's not a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the people that did the cartoons where I forget what the name of it now, but you see them around Christmas time and everything. Would they put your
Jib Jab, yes.
Yeah, Jib Jab. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
And this except this is with the artists and stuff like that. That's really cool.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So, what do you hope to sell of these apps?
Well, we launched last week. We had a great response when we were at CMA Fest. That I think the fans were always just in a constant line wanting to do video bombs, and when they found out that they didn't just have to do them in the booth, they could take it home and do it.
Sure.
I think it was that much more exciting for them, and so we hope to get as many people as we can to download the app and start video bombing, and we don't know really where our journey's going to take us, but we're on it, and we're trying to give the customers what they want and let them be the star of the music video.
I just wonder, because I know you guys are already in an exciting occupation, and you're always doing something that might be crazy to some people, but it always seems to work out for you. When you get an exciting idea like this, do you have trouble sleeping at night thinking, this is it, and it's going to be,
I would say, I mean, absolutely. But if you're not a little bit worried or a little bit anxious, then it's not. It's not good. So
I think there's been plenty of sleepless nights. Stress-induced and exciting.
Blood, sweat, and tears too. I think would be added to doing a startup.
Well, all I can say is I love it.
Thank you.
Really, it's a great idea, and lots of luck with this, folks.
Thank you very much.
What a way to live, though, when you're right out there on the cutting edge of new technology and doing stuff like that. You guys apparently already had an exciting occupation. But anyway, thanks so much for coming by and sharing that with us. I appreciate it very much. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you so much. And again, good luck with that. Boy, that sounds like a great idea. Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more living right after this.
The animal shelter has served Tullahoma dogs for nearly 30 years. Now, you can help us build a bigger and better no-kill shelter. Your tax-deductible gift is matched dollar for dollar, so come on, bark it forward and donate now to have your tax-deductible gift matched. Make your check payable to the COT Shelter Building Fund and go to tullahomatn.gov to see all the unique gifts available for your generosity. For more details, you can call City Hall at 455-2648.
Did you take your medicine?
Oh, gosh, I forgot it.
Her nurse. You need a claim number? Her personal assistant. Let me just grab her housekeeper. Her cook. Her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking today with Kenneth Preston and Mike Cunningham, and if I'm talking to them and it's June, chances are the Southern Wheels in Motion car show is coming up, and I believe it is, guys.
That is right. Third Saturday in June.
That's going to be the 17th this year. And this, how many of these have you done? You guys remember?
25.
25, unbelievable.
This will be our 25th.
25th. And I think you guys have done something pretty special to make this one special, this event special. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, back in 2013, we had John Schneider, who played Bo Duke with the original Dukes of Hazzard, come to our car show, and he really liked this area. He liked our car club. He liked what we were doing. And through his contacts, we were able to get him back, and not only him, but also Tom Wopat and Catherine Bach, who played Luke Duke and Daisy Duke on the show.
That was just phenomenal. Did you ever think you'd be able to pull that one off?
No, that one was, it's such a rare event to get all three of them into an area like that in one setting. And, you know, there's only one or two more that are still alive from that original cast. And to have them come with all three of them in one setting is very rare throughout the country. Anywhere in the country you go with all three of them is very unusual.
Right. And John Schneider, I know, as you mentioned, had been here in 2013 and drew a heck of a crowd that day, if I recall. The event was at the South Jackson Civic Center that day. And how many people do you think showed up just to see him?
We had, well, when it was all said and done, there were over 1,000 people that went through his line that morning for 2 hours. And they're signing for 3 hours on June 17th, and we expect thousands of people to be there. You don't like to throw numbers around that loose, Jim, but it's the crowd and the following that these people have is pretty strong.
You know, and I have to say that from the 2013 event, which I attended as well, I couldn't believe that this show took place in 79 to 85, right? But there's a lot of people out there that still watch it probably in syndication, and we're big fans of that show. So I think you guys even had to get some traffic control.
Oh yeah,
because the crowd was bigger than I thought it was going to be.
And we're expecting it again. It's and we'll have it all under control out there at Wagner Park. We've got a big 60 by 40 tent that they're going to be under. And like I said, they start signing at 11 o'clock, and they'll sign until 2 o'clock. And then we've got a special event that's going to happen just right after they get through signing with them riding around the ballparks in the general leagues.
Okay, then we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Now, the signing, you'll be able to go into that tent and get all of them to sign, all three of them to sign an autograph.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They charge $20 per item per celebrity.
Right.
And if you want your picture made with them, that doesn't cost you anything. But you have to stand in line to go through the lines to be able to do all of that.
Right. But it's going to be a memorable occasion for anybody that would attend that. I assume, Kenneth, they'll let you at the front of the line since you've gotten a little older now, and you sort of know something about this organization.
He's going to be working.
I'll be working. I won't even make it over there to the tent that day, I guess. Where I'll be, I can even see the tent.
You mentioned there's a special event that's going to happen. Tell us a little bit about that, because this is really neat now.
Yeah, there was a General Lee that was built. It's one of the original TV General Lees that were used during the original show, and it was pulled out of a grassy behind the barn area in Georgia, and it was fully restored. And the guy who's got this goes around to some of John's events, and what they do is they'll have tickets that they'll sell for a chance to go and take a ride with him after his signing is over with. And this year we're going to have him and Tom Wopat and Catherine Bach sell chances to do that. And they're going to ride completely around the park. John will be driving, Tom will be driving. I don't know yet if Catherine will be driving, but they'll get to ride with them. So there's going to be 3 or 4 drawings made at that time in order for that to all happen. They'll draw the names around 1:15, 1:30, and then they'll do the rides about 2 o'clock, 2:15, right after they get through signing. So there's a lot of people have inquired about that. So it's a lot of people excited with that chance of being able to ride with one win.
You know, I don't recall, maybe one of you guys do. Did Catherine Bach actually get to drive that car in the series?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a few episodes where she's actually driving it.
Right.
But she had her Jeep and she had her 73 Roadrunner.
That's right.
And all of those cars will be there.
I started to say last time there were replicas of those cars. All were there. Okay.
Gonna have them all this year.
Okay. This is one of the bigger events that we've seen here in Tullahoma in quite some time. And however, this Southern Wheels in Motion car show is always a huge event. And I think now it's one that's recognized all across the Southeast, is it not, by people that are into car clubs and plastic cars and that sort of thing?
Yeah, we've got a good reputation. Of course, give a lot of trophies, give a lot of door prizes. We do our own judging. You know, it's not political like a lot of them. You know, we might make a boo-boo, but it's us. It's not showing partiality.
Speaking of prizes, there are some pretty nice prizes here. You get 3 places, I believe.
Each 3 places. In each class, we've got 44 classes. We've got 13 special awards. We've got probably as many trophies as just about any show around.
Yeah, and if you've ever been to that, if you've not ever been to that, I've covered a lot of them. And when you go in there, they've got a trailer and it's full of trophies. So a lot of the proceeds from this show go back to the people that are actually displaying the cars around.
One of our classes that we have, Jim, is the Dukes of Hazzard replica class, and we have gotten great response from that. We even have a lady from Mesa, Arizona, who has already got her reservations in town, already have her appointment set at Stan McNabb Chrysler to get it detailed on Thursday, and she's driving all the way out here for this show right here. We're getting them from all over the country coming into this.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too, because you guys get people from everywhere. Always have that.
Usually we have 5 or 6 states represented there.
Right,
so that's nothing unusual. I had a call the other day from Cincinnati, and a guy had one of the autographs and he wanted the other 2. So he's coming down just to get autographed.
This is really going to be a fun day. I wonder, you mentioned that you've done this show for like 25 years. Do you remember the first one and how well it was attended?
I sure do.
Details about that.
We had it Tullahoma High School parking lot. Of course, you can imagine the 3rd Saturday in June how hot it is.
Right.
On that asphalt, we had 50-something cars. And I think it was the first one. About 2 o'clock that afternoon, we got off this thunderstorm everywhere. We had water running everywhere. It was either the first or second. But we had 2 years at the high school before we moved to South Jackson.
And so you had 50 cars in the first one. That number's increased a little bit over time, is it not?
Yeah, I guess the biggest one we had was when John was here last time. We had 357, I believe. Usually we'll average 150 to 250. Last year we had 250 something. So.
And we would be remiss if we didn't let you guys talk a little bit about what you do with the money from these shows.
Yeah, that's one thing that all of this is about. Is we spent 25 years helping out the community here. When I say community, I'm talking about a 4-county area, surrounding Tullahoma, because that's where the majority of our members come from. And they come to us with special needs that are needed to be helped with in their areas or whatever, and then we get together and we vote on it. And so, Jim, we help everything from Haven of Hope to Big Brothers to all kinds of local type charities, all the way down to families who are in need if their house is burnt, and we provide gift cards to them to be able to go buy items at Walmart or whatever. We hear those kinds of things. We've paid for electricity bills. We've paid for a senior ring for a family that couldn't afford their son a senior ring. And just things like that a lot of people really don't know about, but it all pretty much stays here, maybe with the exception of 2 or 3 things that we have done over the course of the years, but it all stays in this community here.
Speaking of which, I know that you guys have gotten to be pretty good buddies, I think, with John Snyder over the years, and he had some bad luck himself. Was involved in a flood, do I recall?
Yeah, in fact, he got hit twice in 6 months. The first one was a 100-year flood. The second one was a 1,000-year flood. The second one ruined everything. He has his movie studios down there in Denby Springs, and they lost everything. And his mother lives with him in the house in that area there. That whole community lost everything. It was up over the rooftops down there, and he kind of put the word out that these people down here needed help. He didn't need help. The people there needed help, and that's where Bel Air School kind of initiated the idea of getting together some items to send down to him, and then our club got involved with Bel Air School, and back in, I guess it was back in the fall or late summer, we sent a U-Haul trailer full of items down there to help those people in Louisiana. That's one of the things that I was telling you about, that outside this area we have helped people with. But that was one that, with what John helped us do 3 years ago, this was kind of our way of repaying that back. Well, Jim, spectating is free. We want to invite everybody out there. Kurt Glick with the Tullahoma Parks and Rec Department's been super with us, and we have the whole park. There's no baseball going on out there. There's lots of parking for spectators to come out there. It'll be marked, and they'll tell them where to go. And but we invite everybody to come on out to this show. It's going to be very, very different and unique and awesome.
It is, and 25th anniversary of Southern Wheels in Motion, folks. This is going to be the best one so far. I mean, I can tell. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's at Wagner Park. Starts at, you guys start taking cars at what time?
8 o'clock. Registration starts at 8.
Okay,
8 till 12.
So I assume the people that just want to come and look can come anytime.
Oh, yeah. From 8 to 3:30, right around.
Okay, John Snyder, Catherine Bach, and Tom Wopat will be there between
11 and 2.
11 and 2.
Signing autographs.
Okay. All right, guys. It's going to be a fun event next Saturday at Wagner Park. You need to be there, folks. This is the biggest event you're probably going to see. Guys, thank you so much for coming by. It's always a pleasure. I can't wait to come see it myself.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
All right, folks, we're back, and I'm proud to have Wayne Bomar with me today. And we were just talking about politics just a little bit and talking about politicking versus public service. And this man is here to talk about one of the best public service things that goes on in Bedford County.
Thank you.
You getting ready to clean up the river?
Getting ready to clean up Duck River.
All right. And how many years, Wayne, is that this has gone on?
We started this program 20 years ago. This will be our 20th anniversary.
That's great.
And to give just a touch of education to everybody, because Coffee County and Bedford County, Duck River runs through it.
Right.
Duck River is the most biodiverse river in North America, and one of the 3 most biodiverse rivers in the world.
All right, now explain to us idiots out there what biodiverse means.
Biodiverse means that there's more life of varying kinds, from the smallest of the insects to the fish to the birds, in that river than anywhere else in the world.
It's one of the 3 top in the world.
3 top in the world and the top in North America.
Isn't that something? And we need to keep that clean.
It's a jewel, and we need to keep it that way.
And explain this event and how it happens and what people need to do to get involved.
Okay, the event, we do this every June, last Saturday of June. This year, the event will be on the 24th of June, down behind the Shelbyville Power Companies, where we all assemble at 7 o'clock. And what happens is, to begin with, we give assignments to clean up the river on the stream banks and in the river itself, all of Bedford County, which is 53.5 miles of river in Bedford County. And, and we give them breakfast, give them assignments, send them out by whatever method they're going on the land side or the water end. Bring them back and feed them lunch and
send them back out again.
And well, it's getting pretty hot in the day by then, so we send them home to get a little rest, because we have averaged 3 to 6 tons every year of picking up stuff. I'd like to say we're making progress. I think we're holding our own now.
Okay, but now, how many people do you have show up for this thing?
The last 3 to 5 years, we've had right at 200 people to show up for this event. It started off with a Sunday school class and 7 folks. This is what it's grown to. And it's now gaining in popularity because now Coffee County and Murray County and Marshall County are joining in the same day. And our goal is to clean up the entire Duck River, all 225 miles of it, before we're done.
Okay. Is there a phone number that you can give somebody how they can get in touch, who they can get in touch with?
I don't have that number on my head, but the Chamber of Commerce in Shelbyville, or they can call me. My number is 931-684-1693.
Okay.
And we'll get them in touch and get them on board.
Okay. Now, if you've got, what'd you say, 53 miles?
53 miles.
Do you, with that 200 people, do you get that done
Occasionally we do. Well, some years we have a little more trouble than others because most of the put-ins and takeouts are in the top half of the river and much longer drifts in the lower half of the river. But yes, we've gotten that done about 3 to 5 times out of these years.
And so, 53 miles just getting from one. Of course, you send people to different spots in that 53 miles of river.
We will have 25 to 50 watercraft on the river itself.
Oh, well, that's great.
And this year with the crays and kayaks, we may have even more than that.
And what I know, when we just cleaning up here in Tullahoma, we had a Rock Creek cleanup here a couple of years back, and there was everything from bed springs to God knows what.
That we give a prize for the most unusual pickup each year. There have been some very unusual
I'm
ones.
sure there have. I'm sure there have. Do you have sponsors for this event? Is this a sponsored event?
It is now. Basically, the Beautification Committee of Bedford County is one of the sponsors. The Rotary Club of Bedford County is one of the sponsors. And this year, the Chamber of Commerce has joined in.
Well, that's wonderful.
And then we have a whole lot of local people that join in and help through small businesses and just the volunteers.
Giving you biscuits and coffee and Coca-Colas, or I should say soft drinks.
Right. It's a community effort.
And so all businesses are pitching in. Do you have any, like a little door prize or goodie bags or stuff like that?
We've got some of those too.
Yeah, so that's great.
And we feed them twice.
Feed them twice, and that's good.
And they get a T-shirt.
And a T-shirt. So I mean, this is a great event. I'm just really proud that's being done. You know, we really need to be careful about, you know, our water system,
right?
And not just because we're going to drink it, but because of the other life that lives in it. And
That's
I know
exactly
we have a tunnel car wash that moved into town. 2 young people came in, entrepreneurial types who lived in Tullahoma, and came in and opened this car wash, and every product they use is eco-friendly.
Correct.
To where it can go into the water system and not affect a thing.
Well, the next greatest challenge in the river cleanup is not just the cleanup itself, but I challenge everyone who has a home or has a garden hose or anything else to realize that if they're through with medicines, do not put them in the commode. Do not put them down the sink. They go to the river.
Right.
And that can't be filtered out.
And it can't be good.
And it is not good. And so just remember, if that water goes running off, it's going to the river at some point.
And I know in Tullahoma about twice a year we have a weekend where there's a drug drop.
Right.
And there's a box at the police station. You know, if you have drugs in your cabinet that are out of date, some of you older folks, but you know, you never know where they're going to end up, because there's a huge problem with prescription drug addiction.
There is.
And don't put it in the commode, though. Find a place to get rid of your drugs properly.
We want you to be volunteers on this cleanup year-round.
That's right. Wayne, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, and thank you for your service in doing this, because that's a great thing.
Thank you.
Folks, we'll be right back.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mate. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterwear.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the cock of the walk.
This is an American Red Cross blood donation alert. The Red Cross is experiencing a severe winter blood shortage. There is an emergency need for blood and platelet donors to give now and help save hospital patient lives. Donations are critically needed so that patients can continue to receive the life-saving treatments they need. Resolve to make a difference and help save lives by giving blood or platelets now. Use the Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make an appointment.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. You know I'm all about theater and music and things like that, and I'm so delighted today to have the president of the Community Playhouse, John Wright, with his friend that performs, Bill Baxter.
Thank you.
I'm so glad y'all are here. You're going to talk about the Playhouse and what's going on.
And
so let's
thank
just let you have
Thank
it.
you so much for having us
We
on
love
this morning.
having you.
You know, Community Playhouse is the second oldest community theater group in the state of Tennessee.
Wow.
In fact, to kind of date myself, this group got started about the time I was born.
Yeah.
So it's an all-volunteer organization.
Right.
And of course, we've been recently in a time of transition. And so we're now preparing. In fact, Bill and his wife here are going to be presenting our first production, which will be performed at Robert E. Lee School.
And I think that's a nice theater.
Yes, but Bill is, and he'll tell you, he's very, very impressed
it's a
with
really
it.
Very excited with the theater.
And I was going to try to give the location of that because for people out there that
Right.
don't know where Robert, do you have the location?
Yeah, I have the address. The address is 313 Lane Street, Tullahoma, Tennessee. If you need to Google it to find it. So it's Robert E. Lee School at 313 Lane Street, Tullahoma, Tennessee.
And the date on that production?
We're going to be doing it the weekend of the 23rd, 24th, and the 25th. Of course, the 23rd and 24th will be evening performances at 7:30, and a matinee on Sunday at 2:30. Just one
so
weekend.
maybe we could get the Playhouse phone number up.
Oh, yes, we sure can.
Can
It's
you guys get this?
931.
There we go.
455. Yeah, it is 0620.
So you can always
and
call for
that's the email address there as well.
Right.
So and you can make reservations.
The website.
The reservation tickets are $12, and you make reservations by calling, or you can email the Playhouse, and someone will get right back to
and
you.
you can go on the web.
And of course, the production we're doing is Love Letters, which
is
Bill and
always
his wife.
appropriate.
Bill and his wife are going to be
And
presenting.
it's a wonderful production.
Right.
So back to the
Mhm.
Community Playhouse. How many years did you say?
Well,
Do you know exactly?
63, 64.
I know that I've lived here since '72, and when I first moved to
Right.
Tullahoma, it was out at the old airport.
Airport, yeah, at the old movie theater at the old airport, left
great
over
things
from
happened out
Camp
there.
Forest. Yeah.
Wow.
And of course, we're in the process right now of planning our upcoming season.
Right.
We'll have a membership meeting here at the end of June, and
I assume you invite new people to come in anytime.
Oh, sure, anytime.
Where
anytime.
are you meeting right now?
Many of our meetings are being held at the Fellowship Hall at First Christian Church, which is the old post office.
And that's easy to get, and a wonderful place to
the
meet.
general membership meeting will take place there.
Okay.
The Play Search Committee will be presenting a season, and we're planning right now on 4 productions.
Good.
Plus maybe some other additional special things. So everything is just now in planning stages. And so we hope to be able to, probably end of July, 1st of August,
offer the season.
make people aware of the season, what shows we're going to be doing. We hope to do several things
And
at Robert E. Lee. And
Okay,
I do want to make sure I give a shout out to Mr. Woody Dillahay, who's the principal,
He is
and
a
also to
wonderful
Rick
man.
White, who both have been very helpful, especially Rick.
Yeah.
And Rick, of course, is in charge of the physical plant there. And so we just want to really thank them for all their help,
You know, it's
especially Rick.
easy parking.
Yes, it is.
And plenty of parking.
And it's right here in Tullahoma.
It's right here in
Right
Tullahoma.
there in Tullahoma, not very far away. Also, besides the fact that we'll be announcing our season later this summer, we'll also be reaching out to our former patrons about season tickets and also sponsorships and support, and to the local business
So I
community.
think the important thing for people to know is Community Playhouse is alive and well.
Alive and well.
functioning at top speed right now.
As
So
fast as
things
we
are
can go,
beginning,
fast as we
things are
can go.
beginning to happen,
Yeah.
and I think that's wonderful.
All right. Well, Bill, why don't you talk a little bit about Love Letters in
Well,
case there are folks
Love-
out there that don't know all
Love
about it.
Letters is just a wonderful play, and we're excited and honored to be the first production in the new venue. I saw the venue for the first time yesterday and was just really
Blown away.
impressed
Yeah.
with what a nice theater it is. It's not just a corner stage somewhere
I know, and
in
there's
a school.
not a bad seat in
it's
the
a
house.
regular theater
It's a really
stage,
nice.
and it's going to be wonderful for the
And I think the sound
theater
is
to
good
use.
there,
Mhm.
and they have lighting, and it's just
Yes.
really nice.
Yes. Love Letters, we've been around and we've done it a number of times in the community. My wife and I, Sharon, and I have done this show over 20, 25 times. Many times up in Northwest Ohio where we started, but we've been around Tullahoma now for 12 years and done it a number of times here. It's just a wonderful piece of theater, very different, where two people read letters that were shared back and forth between
Over years.
over
Right.
nearly 50 years.
And I think that's amazing.
And it follows the couple from the time that they were in grade school together, starting about the second grade,
All the way
and
to-
following then nearly 50 years in their lives. The play just really touches on so many interesting features of relationships that aren't necessarily a marriage kind of relationship, but two people who really support each other, love each other over this long period of
that's
time.
something that needs to be advertised, that you can live with somebody for 50 years.
Well,
it's not impossible.
They go their separate ways, but they keep very close touch with each other through the means of these letters
Well, they're going
that
to
they share
close
back and
me
forth.
off here, and if you don't mind, I'm going to have to stop here, but
All
let's
right.
just
Once
reiterate.
again, Love Letters, weekend of the 23rd, 24th, 25th.
Robert E.
Sunday night,
Lee.
Robert E. Lee.
In the auditorium.
Mm-hmm. And of course,
Are
phone
all
numbers.
tickets $12?
All tickets
are $12.
And it's general admission, general seating.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good. Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you for having
I'm
us.
so
I
glad you're
appreciate
doing
it.
this.
Peggy.
Good
We
luck.
appreciate it.
We'll be back.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman.
And this is Pat Welch, and we're here today for segment 53 of the Conversations with John and Pat. What you got, John?
Well, this little song I wrote a good ways ago. I don't know if I've done it in Tullahoma or ever out, but we're going to try it. I've been saved. I was lost, but Jesus found me, burdened down with guilt and sin. He lifted me up from my burden to a mountaintop where I had never been. I've been saved. I've been snatched from the fire. I've been saved by a higher power. Jesus came into my heart and made me whole. Now I know I'm right with Jesus in my soul. All of my life I'd heard about Jesus, how he bled and died on Calvary. I never knew till I met Jesus. Those precious drops of blood were shed for me. Now I've been saved. I've been snatched from the fire. I've been saved by a higher power. Jesus came into my heart and made me whole. Now I know I'm right with Jesus in my soul. One of these days I'll cross that river over to the other shore, and in that land I'll be with Jesus. There I shall dwell with him forevermore. Now I've been saved. I've been snatched from the fire. I've been saved by a higher power. Jesus came into my heart and made me whole. Now I know I'm right with Jesus in my soul. Now I know I'm right with Jesus in my soul.
All right, John.
That's fun.
It was. And you need to play that outside of Marshall County a little bit more often.
Well, you're right. I need to do that more often, I guess.
Yeah.
Never know how well it's accepted with. Sometimes you think, did I write that will it be received well? And I think that you can't get more basic
Yeah.
than that.
Is that, you intended that to be a segue for today's program, didn't you?
Yeah, because we're going to talk about a cemetery.
That's right. We have noted several times that both you and I may have a little bit of a morbid affinity to old cemeteries. We like to go into old cemeteries and glean the history from it and kind of figure out who's in there and how they got there and that kind of thing. And we also like old churches. And I travel into the Knoxville area, calling on lumber yards every other week. And so every other week, I travel a highway, I believe it's 411. It's a state highway that's a 2-lane out in the country. And between Seymour and Maryville, I started passing this really pretty old brick church where they had a cemetery in the front. And from the front of the church, you can see the Smokies. It's a really picturesque place. Yeah. And the name, I finally, after passing it 4 or 5 times, I couldn't stand it any longer. I got a little bit ahead time-wise one day and pulled off. And the name of the church is Eusebia Presbyterian Church. And that area was at least one time was called Eusebia. And it had, basically it was Tennessee Frontiers people that would have come from North Carolina. A lot of them were descendants or directly had fought in the Revolutionary War and got these land grant rewards for their service, and that they would have gone to North Carolina and then immigrated or moved through the mountains to East Tennessee. There were about 40 families that were mostly Scotch-Irish that settled in that area. And let's see here, I may have got to go to my notes, John. The first Presbyterian preacher who preached there, and I believe Presbyterian faith was the dominant religion of Christianity for the Scotch-Irish. The first preacher that came there was a frontier Presbyterian preacher, and when he preached, he had a musket beside him and a powder
just in case.
Yeah, just in case the Indians got a little bit restless during the sermon. But he preached there in, I believe it was 1786, and that's considered the establishment date for Eusebia Church. And he named that area Eusebia in this sermon that he first preached there, and again in 1786. And he told the congregation, the people that were assembled there, that it was a Eusebia was a Greek word that meant reverence toward God, which I've done a lot of research last night on the internet, and the more I looked, the more interesting it got. He left that area and supposedly wanted to preach and convert Indians, and so the first really full-time pastor they had was a guy named Glendon Blackburn, and he was the first full-time pastor there, and I think he came on board in 1794, and he went into great preparation for his sermons, and the average length of his sermon was supposed to have been 2 hours, and he preached one time for 3.5 hours. And that site where that pull that church back up one more time, Philip, if you don't mind.
You know, Pat, the restaurants would have been closed after that, wouldn't they?
That would have shut them down. They would have. Somebody would have lobbied for them to cut it off maybe a little bit. But on that site was a log church originally, and then over time they built 2 frame churches, and the present church, all of this was on the same location. It was started in 1930 and completed in 1936, and that would have been, of course, right at the height of the Depression. That was an industrious congregation that would have been able to build that church, because it is a really, really pretty brick church that, again, would have been in a very rural area during the height of the Depression.
Before Tennessee became a state.
That's
right.
No, it would have been after that.
1796 is when Tennessee.
Oh yeah. When it was first established, it was before it was a state. In fact, I think it was part of the old state of Franklin. Mm-hmm. There is a cemetery that starts just behind me when I was taking that picture that's got hundreds of markers. Some of them are so old that the weather has worn the writing completely off, but they won't take the, in respect to the deceased, they have not taken any of those markers out. The first burial there, though, was in 1790, so it is a really old cemetery. One of my trips, I stopped to go meandering through the cemetery, and I came to a stone of a, go ahead and pull it up now, that's Andrew C. Hafley, Hafley, and he was born in 1838 and died in 1907, and right below his date there, it says that he was from Company A, 3rd Tennessee Cavalry. Well, I assumed that was, since it's Tennessee Cavalry, that I mistakenly thought he was fought the Confederate side, but most of the rural Upper East Tennessee remained loyal to the Union. That was a Union cavalry. And below that is one of my favorite verses where he's quote, or the scripture says, "Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints," and that's right below this the donation of the Civil War service that he had. I looked that company up. Company A of the 3rd Regiment was all made up of Unionist people from Knox County and Blount County, and this cemetery is in what now is Blount County. And that cavalry, for most of the war, they were assigned to guard railroads in both Middle Tennessee and North Georgia and North Alabama, which once it became in Union control, the Confederates would try to come up there and tear the railroad up and disrupt supply movements and so forth. And Nathan Bedford Forrest, who was born in Chapel Hill, John, you're well aware of him, he was trying to stop him. He was trying to tear the roads up, or the railroads up, and of course these people were trying to stop him. They've served Company A, or the 3rd Regiment Tennessee Cavalry, served at Stones River, and their next major assignment was in the Tullahoma campaign, which lasted June 23rd to July 7th, and they were also involved in the last battle, basically in Middle Tennessee, which is the Battle of Nashville. And at one time, that regiment had about 1,600 men. And final records show they lost 546 people. 10 of them, 2 officers and 8 enlisted men, were killed in battle, and all the rest, 536, died of disease. Which that's pretty incredible that they had that much contagious disease that it almost wiped them out. Now, another interesting part of this is that when I said that they guarding railroads in Middle Tennessee and North Alabama, they were in Athens, Alabama one time, near a railroad trestle, and guess who attacked this Union cavalry? Nathan Bedford Forrest. And he captured a large group of them, and they were in prisoner of war camp for about a little over a year, I believe. And at the end of the war, the Confederacy gave up these prisoners before the actual terms of peace were finally settled out, and they moved them to Memphis. And they put a lot of them there on a boat, and they were a steamer, and they were going to take them up north to let them go free. Mm-hmm. And the greatest maritime tragedy of American history was this boat called, the name of the boat was the Sultana, and it had capacity of 376 men, and they put 2,155, most of them were Union soldiers, on that boat to go north. And this was in the spring, I believe, and had a lot of flood waters, and so the Mississippi, of course, flows south, and this boat's needing to go north in fast waters, way overloaded, supposed to carry 376 and had over 2,100, and they had 4 boilers for the steamship, and 3 of them exploded 7 miles north of Memphis, and great loss of life. Something like 1,196 of them died, and I think we'd get event would have had more publicity and more notation in history if it wasn't for the fact that that happened the day after Lincoln was assassinated. So much of the national media was concentrated on that assassination instead of all that loss of life. But 260 people that would have served with this Hafley gentleman were in that, were drowned or killed during the explosion itself. And I can't find out whether Hafley was he captured at Athens, or he was, not all the whole group, of course, was captured, but he lived to 1907. So
good history lesson, Pat.
The more I looked at it, the more interesting I got, and I can promise, John, I can promise you and our viewership that won't be the last time I stop by the Eusebia Presbyterian Church and Cemetery. It is a wealth of history in that.
Pat, thank you so much.
And John, I talked to you yesterday on the phone too. We're now that we have found by accident a Union soldier, we'll come back with a segment that I have found in the past of a Moore County burial of a Confederate cavalryman, and we'll bring that up at a later time and let people get ready for that. And so that, and we appreciate management letting us go a little bit over time today. And that concludes segment 53.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for
tuning in,
for bearing with me too. Thank y'all.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat. All right, we're back, and I'm sitting up here with my friend Woody Bedford. And it's always a pleasure to have him on television with us. And he brought his friend Seymour back here. And Woody, just jump into it. It's Frontier Days at Lynchburg.
It's the 55th annual Frontier Days in Lynchburg, and this year I want to do it a little different. LynchburgTN.com. That's LynchburgTN.com. The schedule's there. June 22 through 24th, we're going to have 3 nights and 1 day of fabulous family fun. That's family fun, and the schedule will show up at LynchburgTN.com here pretty soon.
Right.
Or if you're a Facebook fan, Metro Lynchburg Moore County Chamber of Commerce. All you got to do is type in Metro Lynchburg Moore. We hit the top. You can check the schedule. We got it going this year. We hired a new amusement company. Fox Creek Carnival Rides. And you can check them out on Facebook at Fox Creek Carnival and see what they're bringing. Bungees. And we're not doing the armbands this year. We're doing coupons. There'll be coupons showing up all over town before June 22nd, 24th, so you can get your price, get the reasonable price or the right price with the coupons. And this thing is just as always, Thursday, Friday night, they're singing. Saturday night, there's bands and music on the square, and Saturday night they're having karaoke, which will be a new one in the afternoon.
Oh, good.
Check that schedule. The Frontier Days Queen, so the pretty lady's going to be out Friday night. Yeah, they're going to be out Friday night. And Friday and Saturday night, of course, is a street dance. And during the day, when you start checking that schedule with the baby contest about 8, this is the old-fashioned baby contest. We were talking about you judging music here pretty soon. Well, this baby contest, we got us about 3 or 4 grandmothers, grandfathers, and they're picking what they think's cutest. There's no scorecard. It's just that.
Right.
And everybody that shows up has a good time without exception. It's fun.
All right. I'm going to ask one question. Is the corn guy going to be there that puts the corn on the grill? The ears of corn?
Somebody's going to be there.
Somebody be doing that, because
so.
That's one of the few places that I see that is when I go to Lynchburg down there for something like this. They've got that big roaster and they're roasting that corn, and I mean they peel it down and give you a whole ear, and they've got all kinds of butter and seasonings and everything, and that is the best thing in the absolute world.
I'm praying it's there.
Yeah, me too.
I'm praying it's there. We do have something new this year. We got a couple of new things this year. It's kind of neat because of the time we're in and the temperature and all that. Down in the park, she's got a cooling station.
That is very important, particularly when you got older people that are maybe taking some blood thinners and medicines, their cooling system doesn't work quite as well when we get a little bit older.
And on Saturday, I hear that volunteer fire department's going to teach kids how to handle a fire hose.
Oh, that should be interesting.
And they need to wear clothes that'll get wet, I bet.
Well, it's a good time of year to get wet.
Yes, sir. And we've got a new pony ride petting zoo coming in. Of course, I'm going to be there with CNR buggy tours.
People will be able to get a buggy ride.
They'll be able to get a buggy ride. There's a bungee petting zoo. There's a version of putt-putt golf going to be this year that we haven't had before. And as always, the Western reenactment, River Chase Posse, they do a fabulous job.
They're going to have a hold up downtown?
They're going to do something. They robbed me one year.
Oh, really?
They're going to have the kids gold rush. They lay that tarp out in the street.
Right.
We toss a whole bunch of kids in there, and the kids can go get what they can get.
God, that sounds like great fun.
It's fun to watch.
Do you spray them down while they're doing that?
No, this water's over there. Money's over here. LynchburgTN.com. You can get the schedule. Facebook, Metro Lynchburg, Moore County, and again. One of my favorite sayings, we may make one of the world's most famous adult beverages in our town, but when Lynchburg puts their name on it, it's family. 3 nights, 1 day, fabulous family fun, and we capping it off with a good fireworks show.
Oh, really? Fireworks as well?
We always have, for a little town, thanks to IBIS, we have a good fireworks show. And of course, we celebrate 4th of July and all that with Frontier Days, the 4th weekend in June. Ain't nobody in Lynchburg capable of putting on a carnival 4th of July.
No.
We all doing what we're supposed to do. It's family.
That's it. That's it.
We've got a live auction going, water, and a whole bunch of neat things from the whole surrounding area are going to be auctioned off at the gazebo.
Very good.
And
22nd through the 24th.
22nd through the 24th.
Lynchburg, Tennessee.
3 nights, 1 day, fabulous family fun.
Fabulous family fun. That'd be the FFF Club right there.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Woody, thanks for being here. We got to get out of here. Folks, thanks for watching us. Woody and I are going to close it out with you right now. Remember those dates to go to Lynchburg, and be safe out there, folks. It's summertime. Have fun. We'll see you next time.